Hi everybody, I'm Captain Floofers, and welcome back to finally more LEGO Dimensions. I know it's been a long time since I've played this, maybe like, I don't know, at least a month or two. Um, but yeah, when we last left off, we cleared out the story mode using only the starter pack toys, and now I'm going to start pretty much doing the same thing with each of the individual level packs. As I mentioned, there were special level packs that included a character and two items or vehicles associated with that character, and using that character on the game would also unlock a new level. Now, for this particular session, I'm going to be doing 3 of these level packs. I'm kind of trying to do them in the order that they were released, but 3 of the 6 level packs that were released for 1.0 were actually released the same day as the game, so I have the 3 that were released day 1 right here with me. And just as a side note, I am going to start trying to do kind of shorter parts. The reason that I was doing like the 3-hour epics that I did before, 3 or 4-hour epics, was because I was trying to get myself, more used to doing regular streaming. And since regular streaming isn't a thing anymore, I'm just kind of going to, for the time being, I'm just going to do like a video per level. So in this case, this is just going to be about the first level pack that we're going to be going into, as well as this little introduction here. So the first level pack that we're going to be doing is the Simpsons level pack, and I actually do have the packaging for this because unlike most of the other things that I bought for this game, those I got rid of the packaging a long time ago because I wasn't going to keep hold of them. But this guy I actually picked up specifically for the LP, so that's why it still has its packaging. And it's just kind of a very, very strange packaging. The starter pack and the so I keep looking over at the at my computer to make sure everything's framed properly. The starter pack and the 2.0 story pack still come in the same standard rectangular Lego boxes, but for whatever reason, everything else comes in like this weird trapezoidal pattern. So I figured I'd just at the very least show it off since I actually have an example of the packaging. But as you can see here, it does come with one character, Homer Simpson, as well as Homer's car, or I think it's been more colloquially known as the Simpson-mobile, but just Homer's car, and the Tonto Vision, which is a TV that will probably only be using, I don't know, maybe once or twice throughout this entire escapade. Don't expect anything out of this pack to be really used too much. So, before we actually get to playing the game, I know that I'm kind of zoomed in here, not showing the screen on the game. It is recording, but I need something to actually cut this open with. Alright, sorry for the jump cut there. A bunch of stuff happened in between. But I got the packaging open, and like I said, I know that I'm not really focusing on this game screen right now. I'm going to have these kind of bits where I more or less just kind of build things on the camera. I'm not going to like move back and forth between the table or anything like that because that would be way too inconvenient for the time being. But I'm just going to like, whenever I have to build something, I'm just going to do the focus shot on me. If that makes sense. It should make sense. Of course it makes sense. Why wouldn't it make sense? I'm just being condescending by accident. Sorry about that. But this is just... That's right. The instruction booklets just have the instructions for building the figure. They don't have the instructions for building the actual vehicles and stuff. So it's just how to build Homer and his bottle of Buzz Cola. Because while it is... Sorry to headphone users for the bag noises, but that's what we have to work with here. But I know that a more staple beverage for Homer would, of course, be Duff beer. But considering that this is a children's game, it's obvious to me that they didn't want to put beer as a main central thing. So rather than doing what I would have done and just having them hold nothing, they made it a can of Buzz Cola. Although I think Buzz Cola is actually has something to do with one of his abilities, like belching for sonic damage or something. There's the can, and there's also a can top I gotta put on there. It is. I can grab at it without spilling everything else. That's my main fear, because I don't want to lose pieces. That really irks me when I lose pieces. Like I was putting some Toy Hacks labels on some stuff yesterday, and I lost one. It just I kind of just somehow dropped it, and I couldn't find it afterwards. So there is a label missing on my Omega Supreme now. That is kind of conspicuous to me, and it's going to bother me for like the rest of my life. There's nothing I can do. I'm not going to buy a whole other sticker sheet for one sticker, because these aren't like $2 sticker sheets. These are like at least, I don't know, depending on the size of the figure and whatnot, because like the main Omega Supreme sticker sheet set, the normal price for that is like $45. So yeah, so I'm just gonna have to, hopefully maybe find it later. I'm supposed to hold on to this can. There we go. Just gonna have to attach it to this hand, because the hands have like, I don't know if you can really make that out, but they have like a narrow end and a wider end, and you have to like kind of attach it to the wider end there, and then we put them on a special pad, and we have our Homer ready to go. So let's swap back over to the game screen now, plop them on the gamepad, and yeah, let's just go ahead and travel to the level. It's giving us the opportunity to do so right away, so may as well. That's what we're planning on doing.
Today's the day.
So I know I pretty much talked about The Simpsons and how it was handled.
Hey, who cut something out of my paper?
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yellow. Oh, hi, Lenny. No, why would I need a ride this afternoon? To the big annual, what? Oh, well, if it was big and annual, I'm sure they'd have mentioned it in the newspaper. Yeah, it's a lazy dog dangling afternoon. But something's a little off.
That's a big couch compared to...
Ooh, I gotta get some fresh air. What's that smell? Onions? Chili powder? Cumin? Juicy ground chuck? It's chili! Oh my god, I'm missing the chili cook-off!
So, as you can probably tell, the level that we're playing is indeed inspired by a classic Simpsons episode, more specifically the Season 8 episode, El Viaje Misterioso del Nuestro Homer, or The Mysterious Voyage of Our Homer. Basically the one where he goes to the chili cook-off and then has the Vision Quest, as we'll see later. Sorry, I will make you see that. Bless you! So, I've already mentioned during the story mode how I feel about how the Simpsons, as a as a property, was kind of treated with this in this game. Like, we have voice clips from characters voiced by Dan Castellaneta, but no one else. So that's why, like, they didn't have voice clips of Marge or Bart or Lisa talking during the what did I do? Sonar smash ability. Hold down square. Okay, so that's where the Buzz Cola comes in. He can drink soda and then do a sonic attack. Yeah, that's pretty much all they have going for it besides, you know, the likenesses of the characters and the setting. Like, they don't even have proper Simpsons music. So we're just gonna hold down square, break this glass. And this can just keep going as long. I'm still holding down the square button. This is basically one of our first puzzles, is finding a way to get to the chili cook-off. And I'm not going to, much like the story mode, I'm not going to worry too much about, you know, completing the, what do you call it, the stud meter or anything like that. I'm just, you know, doing whatever I can, as I'm allowed to do so, with just using Homer and the items that came with the level pack. I know that there are some, remembering what I played through it because I have played through this level. I borrowed it from a friend of mine, you know, some years ago when I 100%ed 1.0, and I do remember there being some fairly interesting side areas that we'll get to once we do go for like the free play run of the level. But for now, I'm just gonna leave that how it is. So, we're building a jack or something. Or no, that's a lawnmower. If I knew there was going to be a lawnmower involved, I probably wouldn't have picked over out the grass. I would have used this. Oh no, it is a jack. Okay. Well, I guess the game wouldn't mind if I just went over here and smashed all this grass then. I still want to get money. I still use money for things. I'm going to be upgrading some vehicles and whatnot later on. And like, I'm not going to be using, so like, outside of using Homer to unlock the the Simpsons free play area, I'm not going to be really using anything in this level pack for much. It's just kind of going to be there. I forget what that chair is from. There's gonna be a few Simpsons references I'm not gonna be able to remember because I haven't watched the show in years, but I do remember this episode very well. So we're just gonna stand on this pad, and we get to build the car. So I'm just gonna cut over to Facecam. Let's build ourselves a Simpsons mobile. So I'm gonna be kind of going back and forth between the two bags here. These are just much smaller pieces. And nope, there's our first bit. Here's a panel. See, I don't know if I probably talked a bit about The Simpsons in the playthrough before, but I subscribe to the camp that thinks that the Simpsons aren't really all that funny anymore. I haven't, like, gone out of my way to watch The Simpsons since I was, maybe, like, 12. I'm fairly sure it still has its moments, but, like, a lot of the stuff that I've seen lately, it's just, you know, taking the same route as everything else these days. And that's, you know, it's just how things are. I mean, I honestly, the last time I watched, like, even part of an episode of The Simpsons, it reminded me a lot of Family Guy, but then again, Family Guy kind of ripped The Simpsons off, didn't it? But I have, you know, too much to do in life to really worry about that. I'd ask you all what your thoughts are on The Simpsons and everything, but unfortunately comments are disabled now. The COPA stuff went into effect. I'm recording this on the 7th. Yeah, the 7th of January. And I got the email from YouTube last night saying, "Yep, we've put all that stuff into effect." So because I've marked all my stuff as, for kids, due to me not wanting to pay fines, comments and stuff are disabled. So I'm sorry about that. I really wish it, again, I know I talked about this so much already, but I really wish it didn't have to be this way, but here we are. You can still like the videos as far as I know, so, if you want to like the video, you can. I'm not monetized or anything like that. I'm not worried about algorithms, because the algorithm has done great for me so far. So it's just whatever. If you like the video, then let me know. If you don't like the video, hey, you can dislike the video. I've gotten dislikes before. It's not the end of the world. If this isn't something that interests you, then there's other stuff to watch on here. And I'm just sorry that I wasn't kind of entertainment you were looking for, but I just do what I do the way I'd like to do things. And is that the most popular thing to do? Not necessarily. But I'd rather do what I want to do and have fun doing it than to bend over backwards and do something that I don't like to do for the clicks. I made peace with the fact that the way that I do things, I made peace with the way that I do things isn't exactly the most profitable thing or anything like that. Yeah, I made peace with that a long time ago, and I'm just in this for the fun of it, really. And I'm also going to be using these videos sooner rather than later. I'm going to be using these as kind of an outlet to help with my backlog too. Like after I'm done with Lego Dimensions, I'm actually going to keep this, Tuesday recording slot open, and record other solo Let's Plays. I'm going to be going back to doing that. I haven't done. I know over the years I've gone back and forth with it. I know that I haven't done 2 simultaneous Let's Plays in a long, long time. But back then it was also, trying to do 2 Let's Plays in the same, recording span of each other. Like, the last time I did 2 simultaneous Let's Plays was with Greg. I think the last time I remember doing it. And we probably did more stuff afterwards with, this way, but the last time I remember actually doing it was with, The Sopranos and Final Fantasy Adventure. But, nothing else comes to mind since then for whatever reason. But I think it would be, if I were to do 2 simultaneous Let's Plays like this, it would be better to have, the one going on with Greg, and then, have another one that I just do myself. And I'm also gonna try my best to bring back the regular podcasts. So, even if we can't find news topics or anything to talk about, I still want to, do something like that to keep that up, because we barely did any podcasts last year. It was all just, I think that we did 4. There were a few that we did at the beginning of the year. There was the E3 special, and then there was the end of year thing that I did, just kind of threw together at the end of the year. And we didn't do any other things besides that. I mean, I know a lot of that was because we were planning on doing regular streaming, and if we were just doing regular streaming, that wouldn't have been the most it wouldn't have been the most convenient way of going about doing things. But I think now that that regular streaming is off the table, I think it's a good time to try to go back to regular streaming. So I know that'll at least make some of you happy. We can't necessarily hear from Slashing with Gaming anymore, but I know he loves the podcast, so you got that going for us. That said, I don't think streaming is going to be completely off the table. I think that I'll still be able to do streaming here and there. It's just the way that I wanted to set up streaming can't really be a thing with technological limitations. But I may look into doing some more like randomizers or some. I have some games on my computer I could do. Or who knows? Maybe I will do streaming at some point and just not have the face cam. That's always a possibility, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We're almost done with the car here. Yeah, this is supposed to be the license plate. Because the vehicles and stuff are just kind of like mini models. They don't really have a lot of detail on them. You've probably seen with the Batmobile. I probably showed it off with the Batmobile, but there isn't a whole heck of a lot of detail on the Batmobile. I mean, you can tell it's the Batmobile, but other than that, it's just like. I mean, here, let me show you again. It's like, a Lego character wouldn't be able to fit in that. Like, they make it work on the game because they can make it work in the game. But like, look at that little tiny cockpit. And here's Batman. It's not going to work out. Because here's the car so far. Oh, maybe I could fit Homer on that. But I'm fairly sure if I take Homer off the toy pad right now, it'll mess me up. So I'm not going to try at the moment. Bumper on here, and I got the headlights and the grill. But I mean, it's close approximations. Like that's supposed to be a license plate, and some, bumper and some rear lights. So it works out for what it is. That's fine. I do have to get myself a plastic baggie for these because I'm not hanging on to the box for this. Boxes take up way too much space. With the huge, like hanging flap on the flap that has the hook on it to hang, and has like a lot of, there's a lot of graphic space on that. This take up way too much space. I'm not even gonna hold on to that. I'm gonna get this a plastic bag just like everything else. Yeah, we haven't done Let's Plays in a while either. I know I talked about it already, but we've just been so busy with other things. I know Greg is still in the church band, and he's back on the regular schedule of like every other Thursday, with practice usually being canceled. So we should be okay for normal stuff, but there may be a week here and there where we're not going to be able to record things because of how that's set up. How am I supposed to do this? Oh, I'm supposed to put this together first, actually. But yeah, like I said, I'll after we're done with this, I'm gonna do other games solo, and oh, that's right. I wanted to talk about Goemon because we started about a month ago now. We started playing Goemon's Great Adventure on the N64, and we didn't expect it to be as. I mean, I expected it to be as brutal as it was, but Greg didn't. I didn't think. I mean, he did enjoy playing it with me, but we both decided it would be best if we didn't continue with that, because I don't know. I'm gonna just I'm just gonna play the game on my own time, just for that. Because when it comes to my backlog, because that is a thing on my backlog. But when it comes to my backlog, I do have something, because I like to give things of this nature stupid names. So I have what I call the abandoned ship protocol, where if for any reason like I can't be, like if a game makes me mad, if I find it so difficult that it's not fun anymore, if that has happened. If I just can't get into a game, I will just, stop playing the game and take it off the list and just say I'm not going to play this game anymore. So like if push comes to shove, I can still do that on my end, but for the stuff that I'm putting up as LPs, like I'll have like a secondary one. Or like if I feel like I think I'll be better suited to playing this on my own time. I mean, right now I'm playing, I haven't played it in a bit because I've been on vacation and all that, but I've been playing Shenmue 2. And I just beat Shovel Knight King of Cards. I'll get to that also on the podcast. I haven't started like another like secondary playthrough of anything. Like the way that I have my my backlog planned out is that I'll have like one main thing that I play, not counting LPs. And if the one main thing that I'm playing is on a portable console, then that's great. But if it's on something like the PS4, like Shenmue is, then I will not be able to, play it at work or something like that. Because that's what I do. Like if it's on a portable console, I'll not only play it at home, I'll also play it on my lunch breaks at work. So if I'm playing something that I can only play at home, and then I go to my lunch breaks at work, I'll, have like a secondary, like smaller game on a portable console that I'll be playing. However, I didn't choose anything for like a secondary playthrough because when I was at MagFest, I watched their I don't want to say their first attempt because I know that they've hosted speedrun events before, but MagFest tried to have their own proprietary speedrun charity event this year. And I'll get more into detail about that on the podcast and whatnot when I talk about, my time at MagFest this year. But one of the games that they played was Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. And it got me wanting to play that. So rather than go on to like another kind of secondary playthrough or something, I decided to play Harmony of Dissonance instead. So I'm doing that. It's a game that I've already played before, but it's a great game. And sometimes I do like to take a break and just play games that I know that I like. So I don't think it really matters too much how we line this up on the bottom. Just which way do I like it more? Actually, that's how it is lined up like that. Alright, so we got our Simpson mobile. Little pink sedan. So now that we've spent forever building that, let's get back to the game, and let's go ahead and save the model onto this toy tag. So now we got our car. And we can go, finally, to the chili cook-off. And he immediately gets out of the car. And there's Mrs. Krabappel. Fortunately, her voice actress died, so she really couldn't be in the game in that kind of capacity. There's Dr. Hibbert. I remember characters' names. Alright, let's start running over stuff in the car just to get some money. People don't need these mailboxes. We need a gyrosphere. For this. This is just going to give us a big brick, but Krusty says get back. We need a relic detector for that, which Homer does not have, because Homer is not a Master Builder Lego movie character. Our own mailbox for that. This is a lot weirder to control than I remember. The car keeps turning backwards. We need magic for that. We don't have a magic character. There's a lot that Homer can't do. And you can already see that there's a puzzle here. Well, I don't know if it's really a puzzle so much as it is hitting that boost pad. Let's just wreck the barriers and stuff. We need to... You see, if we had come in with our starter pack characters, which I'm still not going to do, we would have been able to... Oh, sorry, this is Carbopple. We would have been able to do all 3 of these things. But we'll come back to that when we do the 100% run of the level once I've built all the 1.0 characters. And that's going to be after we're done with the... I think the plan is after we're done going through all the extra level packs, then after that, I'll build all the rest of everything I haven't built yet. And then... Oh, there's Professor Frank. And then we'll go about... I know that there's at least like one power-up, like red brick, that I do want to pick up before we do the next part. And you can only find the red bricks when you're in the free roam worlds. Because I know that there's at least one in the Lord of the Rings world I want to pick up. But once we pick that up, then I'm going to go for like a 100% run, using all of the characters available to me on the story mode and all the extra level packs, and then we're doing the free roam stuff, and then moving on to 2.0's content. And I have been collecting 2.0 content here and there. I haven't gotten anything recently, but I have both of the story packs I didn't have before. The story pack I had before was the Lego Batman movie. I haven't seen the movie itself, but I did get that story pack a while back when I was still just kind of casually collecting for this. But I have since gotten the Fantastic Beasts and Ghostbusters 2016 story packs. I'm at the point now where the stuff that I'm looking to get to complete the lineup that I need to unlock everything is getting more and more expensive. I think I have Beetlejuice now. Beetlejuice wasn't too bad. I don't think I have E.T. yet. E.T. isn't too bad, but like... Get out of my way. But like, the things that I do need, besides E.T., are all basically like at okay, yeah, now we're getting into ridiculous pricing. Like, I need a couple of Adventure Time packs. I need the one that has BMO in it. That's the Game Boy's name, I think it's BMO. BMO's not like a character, he's like an item or vehicle. That's how he's treated, but there's like a thing that only BMO can hook into, so I need to get it's like the team pack with the dog and the Cloud Girl. Lumpy Space Princess. I have very cursory knowledge of Adventure Time, like names of characters. Jake the dog. That's what it was. And I also need to get the Adventure Time level pack because there's a level associated with it, at the very least. And the other like expensive thing I need is like a Teen Titans one. Like a Teen Titans twin pack, because it has Raven in it, and Raven has something that only she can do. But I do have a few other characters as well when it comes to 2.0. I know that I have Buttercup now, the Powerpuff Girl Buttercup, because she actually has access to something that I'm fairly sure that I only thought like a... Because they have a Supergirl figure that was like a special distribution. I think it was only with PS4 starter packs. No, it was a PS4 bundle that came with the starter pack and also came with a Supergirl 2.0 minifigure that had like a Green Lantern power, that's kind of like in Lego Batman 3, which I might also play on the channel because that was also really fun. But it turns out that the Powerpuff Girls can also use that kind of power. So here's something we haven't seen done yet. Some vehicles have the ability to tow. So if you see like a triple thing like that, like a triple grapple point, a towing vehicle is what you need there. And I think that one of the forms of the Batmobile has the ability to do that, but we never unlocked it. Rage meter is full. Oh, okay, so that's the glowing... That's what the glowing red circle is. So he can Hulk out, I guess. I think they just kind of, like, pulled a lot of these abilities out of their asses for this, because this is not something that... I mean, Homer is known to get mad at Bart and try to strangle him every once in a while, but I don't remember him getting Hulk out kind of big like this. Here's the comic book guy. Just step over these barricades and get more money. While we're here. I think that the goop will still hurt me, though. Yes, it will. Get out of there. He just kind of goes, and then shrinks again. Alright, get out of there. I will take that loss of money, but I still wanted to get that blue stud back at the very least. So now I gotta go back to the car. The rage meter actually fills up fairly quickly. Now that I'm looking at it, the layout of the level is like the same as the free roam level, the free roam world, because there's the Springfield Gorge over there and the radio tower. Like, everything's in the same places. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they're not gonna... But then again, like, everything else had, like, you know, their own proprietary levels and whatnot. Like, we'll see in the Back to the Future level later that, you know, it has its own versions of Hill Valley that don't resemble the layout of the free roam area at all. But then again, there could just be another testament to how much they actually cared that they had the Simpsons license. I honestly think that they may have just gotten this like at the last minute, implemented a lot of stuff, and then got some of the rights, some of the stuff taken away. Which is, again, I know that I keep pointing it out, but that the phonograph in the story mode level that looked like it was supposed to be playing some kind of like you know, like the Simpsons theme or something like that, and then was playing something else, but it was focused on like it was important. Like, oh, you remember this? And we're like, no. Like, it was trying to be fan service, but failing. This, I think, just makes an arcade port. Yeah, I can see the Defender stickers. This is, we can collect the studs for this, but this is actually something we can't use until we have the arcade machine. Which will be... It'll be sooner rather than later, because Midway Arcade has its own level pack as well. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So as you've seen, the light-up signs have been telling us Chili is this way. Looks like we're going to have to tow open the gate. Maybe they didn't want Homer to show up either. Then again, considering the, how the episode went, that makes sense. Oh, nope, we don't want to change anything. We just want to tow this. Well, now we're trapped in the parking lot. And all these people's cars are much bigger than mine. Let's just destroy what we can. I'll get to the build point in just a second, but I just want to... Because one of these cars is made of silver. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but silver objects like this can only be destroyed with explosives. And it does look like there are some, like, tow targets in this car. So we're going to need something to blow this up. And the car can't do it. Homer can't do it. So we're going to start to build the Tonto Vision, as they call it. That's one of the things that the TV can do, is explode. It also has, like, its own special ability that... like, its own, like, proprietary ability that really doesn't do anything. It's only, like, useful in this level. So we're going to start building this now. Building the TV. Start off with one green strip. Then we get the... This looked dangerously close to dumping over in between the cushions of my couch. I would not want that to happen. The smaller pieces in here. So here's the video cassette. That's what that thing is. Kids under 20. Ask your mom about VHS. Okay, we've got little studs there. Now, I did say before that there's like there's only like one type of voice that we see in this in these Simpsons areas, and those are the ones played by Dan Castellaneta. Not only Homer, but I think Krusty also gets to talk, which is convenient because Krusty is a playable character. Bart's also a playable character, but because his voice actress did, I guess, I don't know if the actor said no or if that's all that Fox let them use, but Bart's voiced by a different person, so he can play as Bart, but he doesn't talk. But like Mayor Quimby has voice lines. I think Groundskeeper Willie might have one or two. I want to say Chief Wiggum, but I'm fairly sure that's Hank Azaria. Is that Hank Azaria? Or is it Henry Shearer? I think it's Hank Azaria. Is Chief Wiggum and Moe, at the very least. I don't know. I don't claim to be an expert on this. I just... I didn't learn who a lot of the voice actors were until, like, much later in life after I'd stopped watching. What is that? What is that? That's like a black stud. Oh, it's a black stud with a hole in it. So you have some of these, like, weird ancillary parts. I say ancillary. That's not really what that means, but it's just going to be kind of put under another stud. I mean, but why even put, like, the black stud with the hole in it there? Because if we decide to do one of the alternate builds, that's probably going to be used for something in that build in a more important capacity, because all of the alternate builds use all of the pieces that the standard builds have. So by doing that, they make it so that, you don't have to go around digging for more parts. You can just take your model apart and then reassemble it in an alternate formation very easily. So the big bag's almost done. I think I may just keep the smaller bag and the bigger bag until, I find a baggie for it. Because the thing is, like, each of these, like, much like most Lego sets, these also all have extra parts. Like extra small studs and things. Which is very convenient, if you happen to lose something, but I've found it that, like, whenever if I ever do lose a piece, it's always one that doesn't necessarily have an extra piece. Like, I don't remember if you I don't know if you remember Rado Vlog. Back when I called myself Rado Goji, I say that like it was too long ago, but back when I started recording again, like after that 2-week hiatus I took for about 3 years, I started doing vlogs for a little bit. I talked about how one of my Lego Dimensions models had a piece missing and I couldn't find where it was. And I know I mentioned this before, but I eventually did find it years later in my... because I have a messenger bag. And it turns out when I had taken that model to a friend's house to play Lego Dimensions with, a piece accidentally came off in, like, whatever pocket it was in. So when I was looking for something completely different, I came across that piece. And I'm like, oh, there it was. But the irksome thing about that was it was a piece that didn't have an extra one. So there was a piece missing. Except that's a clear stud. And a little hook. So as I was saying, the only like main Simpsons voice that the voices that are there are all voiced by the same voice actor. But there is one other voice that we are going to see here in the level. And of course, I'll point it out when we get to it. But it's a voice that I'm fairly sure is not the original voice actor. I'm fairly sure it's like someone else doing the voice, which they usually have an aversion to with a lot of these main characters, but some of the characters still have other voices. This is actually a wrong piece. I didn't want this one. I wanted this one. So, like, look at the main three characters. You have Wildstyle, Gandalf, and Batman. Wildstyle was played by Elizabeth Banks in the movie. She's played by Elizabeth Banks in the game. Batman was played by Troy Baker. Despite the fact that it probably would have made more sense, like if they were going for, all of the proper voices and whatnot, it would have made better sense for them to go with Kevin Conroy. But I guess they couldn't get him or whatever, so they have Troy Baker, who's basically been in everything. He and Nolan North, between him and Nolan North, they pretty much got like everything covered. But from what I understand, in a lot of the more recent animated Batman stuff, Troy Baker is Batman now. He's also the Joker, which is weird. And he does like a good job from what I've seen. Like, I haven't like watched anything all the way through, but he does a good job as a Kevin Conroy Batman, and he does a good job as a Mark Hamill Joker, so that works out pretty well, but he's also Batman in this. But then with Gandalf, obviously I could understand them not being able to afford Sir Ian McKellen. I mean, they got Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox, so what do I know? And I'm fairly sure that he's a knighted guy, so he probably asks for a lot more money. But so they had like another actor doing Gandalf. And I think with Frodo, Elijah Wood did some of it. I think there were some parts that were not... they were voice acted by... I don't want to say voice acted by Elijah Wood. There were voice clips from the movie that Elijah Wood did that were taken. But then, like, other stuff that Frodo said was another voice actor doing that. I mean, you still had, like, Sean Astin actually came in and did Samwise quotes, but, like, he's the only one. Like Gollum, I know, he's in the game. He has his own voice actor doing stuff, who isn't Andy Serkis. And Legolas and Gimli are playable characters in the game as well, and they just use movie voice clips. So kind of a mixed bag there, but I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just kind of like rambling off and citing lists, because at the end of the day, that's all I really do is just list things. I don't know why. I enjoy doing that. I just try not to do it too much on camera, because, I don't know. Doesn't seem like the best of ideas. We're almost done with the TV now. I'm putting the knobs and the screen on there. This is just held on by the... There we go. And we got two antennae. That's a lot of extra pieces. I think some of these do have a lot of extra pieces as well, but still, it's a little excessive. Yeah, because then we're just putting it on the stand, and that's the big bag done. I'm gonna put the little bag inside the big bag just to kind of give it some more, not some more stability, but like less likely that everything will get knocked all over the place. And I'm just gonna leave that down there because we're not using those pieces anymore. We've built everything there is to build for this level. I'm not going to have the little bags anymore from here on out because every other level pack that I have for 1.0 is in a plastic baggie. But that's besides the point. Here is our Tonto Vision. Or it's just a TV. It has the Itchy and Scratchy show on. Here's the back. It's like a little coaxial hookup. It's got an antenna. It's got a remote on the top. And even a little... I know I mentioned earlier, but there's a video cassette underneath. So now let's go back to game footage now. Let's actually move the car. Put that on there. So now we're going to have a car and a TV following us around for the rest of the level here. So how do we make this work? Does it just blow up now?
So, you need some help, do you? Good thing I'm here.
Oh, okay. So we just do this. Okay, I think that's because I actually moved it to a different position on the toy pad. Alright, let's try this again. Let's put this here. It doesn't do it.
So, you need some help, do you? It's a good thing I'm here.
Oh, just removing it. Okay. Remove from the toy pad. It also seemed to hurt us a little bit. I'll just put it back on the toy pad for now. Just to, I guess, kind of to show that we have it. Is there any more that we need to... Because we're missing pieces. What are you saying?
You look like you could use some help. Here, let me take pity on you.
Yeah, okay, we know that... Oh, it's just for the signs? Is that it? Do they contain more... bits? That we need? Oh, I just heard something back there. Oh, well, now they want to move. Okay, that was weird, but I'll take it. Let's tow this open. Head right on in. We don't need to park. Just need to run over outhouses and we're at the part of the episode where we're still like within the first 10 minutes of the episode, by the by, where he actually judges people's chili. So we have to go judge Flanders' chili, which I remember him, like, he marked it as 5-alarm chili, and it was only like 3.5 alarm. $3. And then Mr. Burns, and lastly, of course, is Chief Wiggum, because that's where like the real kind of mysterious voyage comes in, is after he tries Chief Wiggum's chili. Well, let's also just break stuff and take money. Let this TV sit out here for no reason. I don't remember the vehicles controlling this wonky before. Is it just the this car? I don't remember the Batmobile doing this. I mean, it's not bad, but I'm still getting to where I need to go. A little bit of plenty. It's like I have to put the fire out in order to get to the chili. Firehouse Neds. Let's say Apu's vegetarian chili. Is just Apu's a vegetarian? I know it's not an Indian thing. Indians also eat meat. I think Apu is a vegetarian now that I think about it. Groundskeeper Willie, and he's holding back. Let's see who else is here. There's Dr. Hibbert again, Smithers, Grandpa, there's Matt again, there's the comic book guy again, there's Snake, Millhouse, Martin Prince, Ralph Wiggum, and Hans Moleman. See, I know things. I'm just making more lists again. As I just destroy more of these things. Oh, there's even more denominations of money. Right behind Joe's spoons. Okay. Now that we're done getting money here. Next, fire engine ride. Which I assume is going to spray water on the fire so we can get to Flanders. Yep, we have to aim it. Let's get this money.
One, two. Hey, what the big idea?
Only 2 alarms. 2.5, actually. Moe's Chili Bar. We're making our way over to Mr. Burns now. Yale-style saltpeter chili. And oh no, set off a bunch of fireworks, so we gotta put the fireworks out. Like, I understand this is a Lego game, but just shoehorning in stuff now. This feels very forced. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff there. Okay, it's not letting me destroy that sign back there because of the fireworks. Destroy the... Oh, it's a... I have to use my, not Homer Mad, I need bourbon. There we go. I can eventually build something. There we go. Ah, it's a speed ramp. Boost pad, or whatever you want to call it. Where's my car? Oh, it's behind the tree. I'm actually going to bring the car to myself. Because I don't feel like navigating it out of that tree. That's family chili. I didn't expect that to happen. So that way. Because the driving is a little erratic on this. It takes weeks to make months. That's a virtual chili, okay. It's like a hack thing. I don't have a hacking character currently active. Let's try Mr. Burns' chili.
A bland, timid entry.
And then we gotta go to Chief Wiggum, but it's surrounded by rats. And this is where the TV's proprietary ability comes in, because we can use it to distract enemies, which is good because the rats kill us. So let's just take the TV, put it here. Then we can go talk to Chief Wiggum. And there's the ghost chili pepper.
North, please. Well, Chief, don't quit your day job. Whatever that is.
They left out a whole subplot thing because
I don't feel
At first, it was too hot for him to eat the pepper at all, and they laughed at him. So he drank candle wax, coated his mouth in candle wax, so it wouldn't be affected by the spice. But I guess they just decided to keep that out. So now we're in the Mysterious Voyage of Homer. That's the name of the last name of the level. But yeah, now because of the ghost chili peppers, he is tripping balls, and we're about to meet our other character that talks. And folks who have seen this episode will know who that character is. And why I think it's odd that they would include that character to talk, especially considering who the voice actor is. A floating fish. The water all turns to glass. Also, I like the blurring effect. Or the after image, I should say. And also, there's like the fisheye lens going on too. Womp womp. Star Runner reference. Okay, so gotta use the soda again. Shadow of the lake. Pond, or whatever it is. Giant snake.
Man, this is crazy. I hope I didn't brain my damage.
So boost pad.
Now let's roll.
Let's destroy what we can before we get the boost pad. See, I would have missed out on this money over here. And I'm not too concerned about it, but I still need money. Things. We've got a gold thing. I mentioned before, gold can only be destroyed by lasers, heat vision, or like flamethrower. Like if you have the flame element, you can use that. I think we may have used it before in that capacity. And this rope ladder that I'm building here is basically just if you're playing with other people and you have other characters active, they can just go up that rope ladder instead of needing to go on the boost pad. So like when we come back here later and we'll likely have more than one character active, they'll just be able to go up that rope ladder.
Okay, retrace your steps. Woke up, fought with Marge, ate Guatemalan insanity peppers, then I... Oh...
See, there was a double-decker bus there. I think that's a Doctor Who reference with the double-decker bus in the desert. Or it could just be because the dev team is British. That's a possibility, too. Destroying the bus actually makes so I think I can build something here. What is this? I think this is a TARDIS pad. Yes. We don't have the TARDIS active yet, so we can't use that. But this is we can use the TARDIS here to access some very interesting side areas for the level, but that will be for some other time. So, let's just get some more money. We have to tow that open. Where's the car? There's the car. Come on. Anything that makes a flower grow. Oh no, it's not a flower. It's a.
I think I'm gonna be leaving now.
Some nice money in there. Let's go ahead and.
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset.
I think he eventually breaks the sun. Like this in the show. Oh, he does it anyway.
Note to self: stop doing anything.
I got a bridge. Okay. Pocket change there. Oh, that looks like something like Hulk Hogan. Car's stuck. That's great. Before we put that together, that's right. I want to put this cactus over here. Destroy. All right, so let's build whatever this is. That's a few things apparently. Oh, okay. He's spelling out help because he doesn't know what's going on. Let's Hulk out. Smash this open. Still build while we're big, which is nice.
Hey, buddy, get back there with the other rocks. Huh? A tortoise? Follow the... This must be why I'm here. Follow the what? Follow the what? Hurry up! Go! Get moving, you stupid. When I'm kicking you, that means hurry up. Come on.
This really is a great episode.
Oh, you want me to climb that, huh? No problemo.
Alright, so now we get a point where we're... Oh, we're still...
Oh! This is because I kicked you, isn't it?
Basically, we're solving a puzzle here involving getting up the pyramid. We can just kind of destroy stuff while we're Big Homer. And grab some money. Also, giant chili peppers try to kill us. Because, you know... Oh, that's not a destructible thing. That is a Chima post totem thing. I don't know what it's called. It has to do with Chima characters. And we don't have a Chima character yet. I mean, I have one, but obviously we don't have one built or active or anything like that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And this is what we use the Chima for, okay. Yeah, thank you. I just explained that, Mr. Block. We don't want to hire a hero. We don't need to hire a hero. That is completely unnecessary. I would like to keep my money count the way it is for the moment. Can I push these as regular Homer? Yes, I can. Okay. Oh, there's a vehicle treadmill. So that's probably going to open up the stairs a little bit. Some wonky camera angles as well. Anything over here of import? No, not really. Oh, there's a cactus. my car go? It was up there for a second. Now it appears to be missing. Alright, that's fine. No. Triangle. Triangle is the one I'm looking for. Alright, there's car. So let's get the car in the treadmill. Bingo. Luckily this isn't timed or anything, so that's good. Let's get some more money. I wish I could run faster. I see some obvious glass that can shatter behind that block. I had to fill the whole meter that time. Oh, it's another treadmill. Okay. Alright, car. The car might have disappeared before because it's getting pelted by chili peppers. Get in there. Alright, more stairs. More stairs for the stair god. Oh, they're popping out little hatches. Here, I'm gonna have to blow these up with the TV so I can get the other panels to the little path to move the rock on. Alright, let's move TV here. Build, please. Build, please.
Look at this.
Yes, I know! Alright, let's just take the TV off the top. It's in the way. It was preventing me from building. I will only put the TV back on the pad if I really need it. Because I don't really need it. 24/7. I mean, same thing with the car, but at least the car is convenient enough to have around. So I can just, drive it and go faster. Which actually I was asking why I run so slow, and, the solution is right there. I've been working all day. What's all this then? I built a lock on the... It's itchy. I guess the other one is scratchy. Yep, it's scratchy. What does that do? Okay, it opens up a keystone.
Oh, I hate this place. Why am I here?
I guess the keystone doesn't matter.
Lesson you must learn.
If it's about laying off the insanity peppers, I'm way ahead of you.
No, I speak of a deeper wisdom. The problem, Homer, is that the mind is always chattering away with 1,000 thoughts at once.
Yeah, that's me, all right.
You must find your soulmate,
Soulmate?
your kindred spirit, the one with whom you share an unspoken bond.
Hey, wait! Come back! Oh. Ah, a ghost train! It's so little time to get out of the way. No, that's... No, none! Ah! No! Well, golf course. Maybe the desert was just this sand trap. Wherever my soulmate is, it's not here.
Okay, so I guess the keystone was for a side
Wake
puzzle.
him up. Huh?
For
What's
pickups.
that blinking light? The lighthouse keeper, the loneliest man in the world. He'll understand me.
Alright, so here's the last part of the level, is the docks here. And, so yeah, the other character that talked is the,
Well, that's just great.
the spirit guide Coyote, who, at the very least in the original episode, was voiced by Johnny Cash. But I highly doubt, unless they, I mean, Johnny Cash has been dead for years. Like, I don't know if they, I don't know if they actually took the voice clip from the TV show, which would be, you know, inconsistent with everyone else, because, like, nobody else from the TV show talks. Or if they got, like, an impressionist to do it. Honestly, it could be either way. But, it was an important character to keep in, at least for the narrative, so I'm glad that they did so. Build a thing. I cannot jump up there. Oh, right, these. I thought I destroyed these already. I did not. I mean, obviously I did not, but... There's nothing inside. Or there was. Okay. I don't remember a lot of this. Ah, I guess we're just putting this box over onto the path, and it's going to bust open and let us build something. Or I can just push it. Lisa Lionheart! This one's got a new hat! And that was the Malibu Stacy doll had the new hat. Out of the way, car. Out of the way, car. At least I can despawn it. There we go. Okay. That's how I get up here. Obviously, I burnt my way in there. Get the money first. Glass. There's toxic waste and stuff. Oh, this is glowing, so I obviously got to build something out of this. Ah, sprinklers. Trust me, when we get to the other... level packs, I'll have a lot more to talk about, because there really isn't much else that needs to be said about this particular Simpsons episode. Because we're, like, at the very end, like, this is, like, the last 2 minutes of the episode.
Give up. Find your soul.
Where?
This is just your memory. I can't give you.
That's, like, the best line from the thing. Destroy the thing. Quit being wonky. There we go. Get the money. Sometimes you just gotta come at a different angle. I'm getting a lot of money. I might get the stud meter filled. Who knows? These are portal panels. I don't have a character that can use a portal gun, or the character who can use a portal gun. Not quite yet. I will have that character ready to use later tonight, but... I mean, not in this video, but like later in my session when I'm doing Portal 2 level as well. Bye, Hans Molman. I think I have a way to rescue you right now. How do I get on that middle pier? Oh, that's with the portal gun. Okay. That's Ralph Wiggum over there. Yep, that's Ralph Wiggum. Okay. Is he the save a character this time around? Yeah, that's him. Okay. I don't know if my face is covering that or not. It's down in the lower right corner. You see the silhouette or whatever. This is a little water pool. Only characters that can manipulate water, like Aquaman, can use that. And I don't have anyone like that at the moment. Obviously. Even if I did, we're only using Homer right now. Alright, Car. I've had enough of your shit. Yeah, I don't think... It's cutting it close, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get the studs filled up. Which is fine. That wasn't a goal or anything at the moment, but you know, it'd be kind of cool if I did. Kind of cool if I was able to make that happen. Well, I think I did get him anyway. Use the inanimate carbon rods.
Earl. My new friend's name is Earl.
Yeah, I don't think I don't have the studs. Because like once I do this puzzle, the level's over pretty much, if I remember correctly. Unless there's more stuff to do in the lighthouse, I don't think that there is. I can just... I don't have to wait for it to wear out, I can just go back to normal. Nope, it's over.
A machine? Earl's a machine?
Electronic lighthouse.
Perfect! Homer's desperate search for a soulmate has yielded a lighthouse-keeping robot. Oh, wow! Alone! I'm alone! I'm a lonely, insignificant speck on a has-been planet orbited by a cold, indifferent sun.
You know, he mentions the fight with Marge, but we never really see it in the game. So the level didn't really make too much sense as to why he's looking for a soulmate.
Coyote.
And where the episode actually ends is them, you know, the silhouette of them kissing shows up on a, you know, on the beam of light, and it distracts a ship that's carrying a bunch of hot pants, and then it runs aground, and then everyone gets hot pants. 92%. That's not too bad. That's still a lot of money. So that is The Mysterious Voyage of Homer completed, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this video here, and when we come back...
Today's the day for Homer J.
No, today's not the day for Homer J. Well, today was the day for Homer J, but tomorrow is the day for Michael J. I've been Captain Floopers, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?